Welcome back to the greenhouse, guys. We're outside today checking out all of our solar heating experiments and our solar drying. Sorry if we have some road noise. The wind is blowing that busy road this way, so the cornfield isn't really blocking all of that road noise with this wind we got, but hopefully everybody can hear me and hopefully everybody can see into these boxes here. I have several heating experiments and they've been recycled over the years. We've used them several different ways and usually through the winter time. Right now it's getting into fall and we're starting to save seeds. We're starting to dehydrate produce. Dehydration is a great preservation method. You can use a dehydrator that you plug in the wall, or you can use a simple solar dehydrator, DIY solar. We've got solar powered fans and a solar powered dryer all working together to dry these peppers and to dry these okra and dry these beans and goji berries. We've got all types of fruits and veggies and stuff that we can chop up, throw some sugar on, throw some cinnamon on it, make some apple cinnamon chips or slices, banana chips. You can pretty well do whatever you want. We like to use everything we got here. We've got some of our sunflower seeds, we've got some of our red romaine lettuce we made a short on that was a leftover from the market, and we're able to save the seeds from that loss that we didn't sell. We're able to recoup that loss as a seed, and we're going to be able to save those seeds, sell them, and plant them next season. So I'm kind of getting burnt up by the sun here. I really want to get into this and show everybody this stuff, but I really have a new cool project, so I'm going to highlight this first. So hopefully everybody can see this here. We've got a new little project. This is for the winter time now, so everybody stay tuned. This is a little intercooler, and one side has two little prongs on them, so we're going to be able to set this up and pull some heat. It is an 8-core intercooler, so you can see the 8 little slides going through there of copper. So I'm hoping we will be able to get some good heat capture or heat transfer through this system. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to set this up. So along with this heat exchanger, we are going to have another heat exchanger that we have in the greenhouse, and that is a larger 1/2-inch diameter tubing. So that's a larger heat exchanger. We're going to run a solar fan through that, pull some heat off of our stove or off of our Jean Pain heating with our compost heating. So a lot of cool solar heating experiments and heat exchanging coming this winter, because I'm really interested in seeing what we can do and how much we can pull off. So first things first, this little heat exchanger we were just showing came out of this box. So we had copper coil in this box, all of this black copper. We're able to heat that up, and I pulled it apart. I wanted to show everybody. So this was that black intercooler, black heat exchanger here. So lots of cool experiments with these 3 items and then some. So we have a water pump and a bucket we're going to be heating, or a large overflow tank. So we've got this little, well, we've got our solar panel in front here running that little solar fan. It doesn't look like it's moving because it's matching rate of frame there. So we've got, you can see inside a little bit, there's a whole bunch of radiator in here. We've got 2 little radiators that kind of look like this one over here, and those were pulling heat off this winter inside the greenhouse. And we had our little intake down here where air was getting sucked in. You can see my finger going through there. And then we had our outlet where we had a little solar fan, just like this little one back here, pulling all of the heat through the back. And we were pulling all the heat basically through these little radiators because the radiator blocks the hole that it's getting sucked through. And this seemed to work pretty well, so I want to experiment with that more, insulate it better, and possibly put it outside the greenhouse and have some transfer lines coming in. So that's another cool heating experiment. So I really wanted to highlight the heating experiments, what we're doing and what we're building upon, and what didn't work so much. So most of our heating experiments are a couple years in the making. So let's jump right into the actual drying experiment here. So we got all these beans, our little solar fan drying, our other solar fan just blowing air and circulating it up on this. We've got some of our okra in here. We just want to save all the seeds. These are a certain type of bean we want. We've got some of our goji berries. These are all just examples because we had just set all these up and I wanted to show everybody what we are going to be doing. We've got some strawberries. You can make some candied fruit. You can slice your tomatoes, throw some cheese on them, and dry them in a hot sunny day. You can cut all your pears up, Asians, Bartlett's, Claps. We've got our Jonathan apples here, my favorite little apples, some Baker's Delights. We've got some random variety, I don't know, Yellow Delicious or something. So we've got all these lettuce drying out in here, and they were pretty damp this morning, and they're pretty well dry now, so that will not take very long. They were all ready to be harvested. We've got our kale seeds in there, a whole bunch of sunflower seeds, and I want to show the back of this. So a simple little trick I use when I'm drying my sunflowers is leaving a little bit of extra stalk, and not all of them will fit, but I use a larger mesh for my sunflower saving. You can see that a lot of these stalks are sticking right through the back, and that's how I'm getting them positioned and staying put right where I want them. So I really wanted to give all these ideas to people because anybody can order these cheap little solar fans. Now, I showed a little bit more advanced one. This one we actually have to hook up here. So this one, we've got to hook up the wires and run this little bit larger fan back here. And this sucker puts out some good air. It doesn't seem like it's moving very fast, but it is drying. And I put these beans in here because they are pretty spongy too. They're starting to dry in the sun though. So we've got good seed pods in there. We should have a good harvest from those. We're gonna have a whole trove of plants and seeds come through here. We're gonna save all of our herbs and stuff like that. And then we've got this other little solar fan back here. This is an easy to use model. This fan just has this little on-off switch. Kicks it on and off, very simple. So that little switch is pretty well protected. It does not seem to mind moisture. We've had them running in our greenhouses for maybe 4 or 5 years, and then they start to rust and corrode out, but we can clean them up and take them apart, and they seem to work. So I really like those $15, $20 little 1-unit solar fans. All you have to do is plug it in. That little solar panel right there is covered in plastic poly, so it is 100% waterproof. So I really like those, and they work well in the moist conditions, like I said, like as a greenhouse. So using all of these recycled windows, I've built so many boxes. I've got tons and tons of recycled boxes from windows. So I just use scrap wood, I use scrap mesh, scrap wire cloth, scrap anything, scrap hinges, to get these little things put together. And I've acquired quite a collection of little solar heaters and solar dryers, and they seem to work really well. I got a nice breezy, hot, sunny day, so we're gonna get a lot of stuff dried up, and I might bring a video making some sun chips out of apples and some of our fruit and stuff like that, because we really like to do that. But I don't have my kids with me today, so we're not doing any eating or cooking. So I'd really like to thank everybody for watching this. So if anyone's got any questions, please drop them in the comments below. We're gonna be continuing with all of these, so there'll be more updates coming along on all the solar heating for winter time.